My name is Jesse Newcomer. I'm from Montgomery, Pennsylvania, which is just central Pennsylvania. And oftentimes when I'm talking to fellow teachers in my district, I often see that they are asking, what can they do to better, to improve their teaching? And so I think one of the best things is trying to find some good reinforcement tools, which, of course, Seneca has sort of been like a godsend as far as a reinforcement tool with my students in U.S. history for my 8th graders. And, oftentimes when I go home, I often think, could I have done a better job? How could I have changed my lesson plan that maybe have reached some of the kids that maybe aren't interested in history or social studies as a broad topic? Of course, there is a solution. And, these are the 4 big programs, that I like to use with social studies. Get More Math, I don't use so much in my classroom, but my colleague does. And oftentimes we're teaching very close, within just down the hallway. And so with Seneca, I thought that is an awesome overview of just about every subject that I could find that's in our district for the high school and for the middle school. Seneca brings so much really excitement. I mean, the kids really love working in Seneca. They love a program that really doesn't dock them points. It doesn't really there's a lot of programs out there that if a student gets something wrong, they have to do like 4 or 5 problems to make up for that one that they got wrong. And so Seneca doesn't really do that, which I think is more of a positive way of teaching the kids. And so while I'm teaching the content every day by PowerPoint or by a game or by a lesson, however I'm teaching it, it's great to have Seneca in the background that they also have to get those units done, at a time period that's following along with my lesson plans. And so normally a unit might be 3 or 4 weeks for me. And so they have maybe 15 sections of Seneca that they can run through in that amount of time in 3 or 4 weeks. And I love that it gives the time limit. This section should take, 35, 40 minutes. And that's just great to show the kids that it's like, this isn't like a program that's going to take you hours to do when you get home tonight. Another one I like to use is Online.Seterra. So I do teach geography for 7th grade. My favorite topic, favorite subject. The kids really have a lot of fun with Online.Seterra. Get More Math, which is a good program for students to get math goals and to achieve those. And then, of course, Quizizz for some sort of a way of testing them. I often use it as a game. And so with Seneca, very easy steps. You just run in, grab an account, make an account, create a class, and then create your assignments. And really you're just pushing on the categories that you want to teach that week or that you want them to know for that week. You assign the students to that specific class, and then you just basically watch them learn. And they're reading those sections. I just pulled up some of my data. This is just a portion of how many students of mine that are actually using Seneca. But you can see there, there might be 3 or 4 questions per section, and then they get, they're graded upon that. And then I can just go in real quick, see how long the students have been working on it. This student wasn't quite done yet, but, this one was working on it for 40 minutes. When this one got done in 19 minutes, that one got done in 9 minutes. That's awesome. And then here, a bunch of the, these are the science ones, the topics that you can use for middle school or for high school. Online.Seterra, love this website just to show the students about geography, the importance of geography. I decided to go ahead and just use South Asia. And so if you tap on here 3 times, so there's 8 countries, and if you tap on these 3 times and you get it wrong 3 times, your country becomes red and it tells you the answer. So if you're going through them and you're citing them and you only get, maybe, you just click it once and it's the wrong one, and you go down here and you click the right one, it just becomes a light yellow. And then if you click it twice wrong, it becomes this dark yellow. And so then it gives you a percentage of how well you have done with your 8 countries, and then you can press reset and you can go back and study them all over again. And so I like to take each section of the world, South Asia, Southeast Asia, East Asia, and give it about a week. So I do world geography for 7th grade, and that's roughly all I can give with just about 200 countries in the world. And so it's great to break it down for the students, and they get to do the capitals and the country names. Get More Math, you just create a class, add your students, assign the correct units. It gives you check marks. It allows you to check through to see what the right answers are. And of course, you can assign specific assignments for those classes. Quizzes I really love just because you can add your own questions, or you can teleport questions from other people's quizzes, which is super helpful. You can just type in, the election of 1968, and all of a sudden you're getting a bunch of questions about Richard Nixon. And so it's really cool to be able to see what other people put on there for their quizzes, and you can add pictures and you can add logos and all sorts of awesome things. And the students really like the Quizizz music. While it's going in the background, you just see their heads bobbing up and down, and they're shaking, and they're, it's kind of the middle school vibe. But you just send the code, you finish your quiz, you send the code out to your students, and you allow them to either work on it at home or you can do it in class. And so here's just like a couple of my quizzes, a screenshot, the Restless 60s, Vietnam War. Here's my classes over here that I teach. And so it's just a really good tool to have. Of course, we are taking questions at the end, but that pretty much sums up the 4 websites that I wanted to go over with everybody for reinforcement.
Super. Thank you so much, Jesse. That was also very useful, I'm sure, for everybody watching this. That's